What is the quality of the implementation? How much has been achieved in terms of making the multilateral development banks better in terms of each of them not acting in silos, but acting in tandem with other multilateral development institutions, making them better in terms of the harnessing of their own balance sheet by lowering the equity loan ratio and by recalibrating some of the other prudential requirements, better in terms of being able to perhaps act in tandem with all other multilateral entities in a certain way. The
request Jagjit Sareen to come forward and give us the lowdown of the today's proceedings so that ma'am can also have some action points.
Thank you, Nilesh, and Honorable Chief Minister, very warm welcome. Nilesh, you made my job easy in terms of providing an outline of the depth and the breadth of the participation we had. This convening would not have been possible without the collaboration we had with all the leading thinkers in this space, whether these are the think tanks, private institutions, public institutions, multilaterals. They have led the technical roundtables, and essentially the message, ma'am, is of the 8 or 9 sets of solutions, whether these are the FGDs for thermal power plants or mechanical road sweepers, to waste management units, to improve cook stoves, to improve monitoring system use of AI. The solutions are here. We've also heard banks, private institutions who are investing in it, blended finance structures, multilateral bank, World Bank and others, that they are willing to ramp up their financing support to the states and to Bharat Sarkar as they ramp up solutions to solve for Delhi's air pollution, but also adjoining states. It was also very clear from the presentations and confirmed by the presentations made by Haryana, by Uttar Pradesh and Punjab that this problem could only be solved through an airshed approach, bearing in mind only 30% of the pollution which Delhi suffers originates from Delhi. So, others have to contribute for us to breathe this clean air. It also became very clear that there are solutions within the control of Delhi. And by Delhi, I mean the Sarkar, the Bazaar, and we all, Janta, who have to actively participate in seeking aggressive action, monitoring, but Jan Bhagidari is as important. What I am doing to help solve this problem. And essentially the message is very, very clear, Ma'am Chief Minister, that we all are ready in terms of the institutional structure and the regulatory environment. We are there with the solutions, technical solutions, business models. We also explored various business models which would not add to the debt burden of the state exchequer. हमने उन solutions की भी बात की है जिसको private sector, carbon finance and development finance could fund without asking large amounts of debt from either the central government or the state government. And there are examples which were discussed in detail and validated. There are detailed technical analysis done which would be shared with public at large, but people sitting here have vetted those solutions and confirmed that we can help scale these solutions. A final point, which is a call to the political leadership, and with you at the helm of the leadership in Delhi and with Prime Minister Modi in center, and also the third engine, which is at the MCD level now, again, as Anilesh was saying, all the 3 engines are of the same brand. What we urged since morning, that these engines have to drive clean air for us to breathe. So just to summarize, ma'am, we have put together a plan which we would be presenting to all the state leadership and as a plan to the center. We discussed that if we can muster the courage for Operation Sindoor, with Sarkar, with all the institutional structure and Janta coming together, maybe we could muster the courage for Operation Shuddh Vayu and bring the same blow to this issue as we have done to the adversary we saw a couple of weeks back. With that, I will conclude my submission to you. Yeah. Ma'am, also when we came to your good office last time, you asked us that don't just invite me to your event, give me a plan. So we have put together a plan for you, and I'll make a very, very brief presentation. What you see on the screen is a confirmation. Numbers could be 1 or 2% up or there, and we shouldn't get stuck in the narcissism of small things. Whether ये 30%, 31 है या 32 है या 28 है, essentially there is an agreement that we need a shared approach to help Delhi breathe better and other states be better. We need to come together. And you see the kind of sources of pollution right there. And broadly, there is no naysayer on this, saying nahi nahi, ye nahi hai, kuch aur hai. So that is very, very clear. Next slide. Essentially, which is ready to go, with stroke of your pen, Delhi Sarkar could drive these actions. And the solutions which we are presenting range from deploying GPS tracked mechanical road sweepers. Currently, they are on a capex model that MCD buys everything. Half of them work, half of them don't work. But we have seen in other cities business models which are on OPEX and performance based. If you don't clean the roads, you don't get paid. We also looked at the issues of what would the current sweepers do. जिनकी job चली जाएगी, वो इस चीज को support नहीं करेंगे. So the thought is to reskill, upskill them so that they become part of the solution, and it will not add to the expenditure of the state. Similarly, we are suggesting, taking away the diesel and CNG trucks, which are old, they could be scrapped, and we should at least bring either EV or BS6 right away, given transport from Delhi contribute to a significant proportion. Similarly, we have solution on the construction site monitoring so that this dust, which is an important contributor to PM 2.5 is controlled. There is invisible air pollution coming out of the unnotified slum, the Jhugi Basti. And it's very, very important where we all are enjoying even the benefits of AI. They get the basic clean cooking solutions. So ma'am, our submission is that on an urgent and priority basis, we should find solutions because 30% of the emission is coming from there and it peaks during the winter. And to implement all this, we are requesting you to set up an interagency task force and in a similar vein, we are suggesting measures to curb the waste burning and also a winter plan. We all have experienced the spikes of air pollution in winter. While it comes from parali burning, there is a lot of wood, coal, charcoal burning that happens in Delhi. It also by the people who can't afford the expensive room heaters you and I have. We are talking about the chokidars, the people living on the street in Jhugi Basti, and there is a lot of emission that comes from there which spikes the AQI in winter. So within 6 months as we approach winter, I think with your leadership, we could have a plan to address these emissions. So essentially what we are presenting to you, a 10-point plan, which could be implemented within this year, which would bring measurable and what we all would breathe a cleaner air. Of course, it will take time to clean much farther and to work with other states. And that brings me to my final submission, ma'am, is to also with your leadership drive some bold actions. And one of the bold action should be, and as we discussed this morning, it's not just a Delhi problem. It's not a seasonal problem, it's a year-round problem, it's a nationwide problem, and we need a national mission on this. This Sarkar, in the last 2 rounds, we have seen it, when it has galvanized around a mission, we have seen action. and consistent action and improvement. So with your leadership, we want to submit that you should champion a national mission. Second, again through your leadership of the states where there is a double engine sarkar, chief ministers should come together and forge a coalition for clean air. These are your friends sitting in other states showing leadership as you are, and I think it behooves all the leaders to come together and cut through the red tape, the bureaucracy that states आपस में काम नहीं कर सकते, states आपस में बात नहीं कर सकते. While it's on paper, it's never implementable. When 3 or 4 CMs of IGP states will come together, we firmly believe the action will happen. And finally, on this bankable projects, additional financing, cutting through the interdepartmental bureaucracies and the delays, our recommendation is for setting up of a special purpose vehicle with adequate financing, domestic, international, with clear targets, people seconded from various departments, with measurable results shown, and head should roll if the SPV doesn't deliver in a year.
ऐसा सोल्यूशन बताना कि जिसमें जो सरकार जो है, जिसमें जहां सरकार से पैसे मांगने की जरूरत पड़े या उनको बजटरी एलोकेशन की जरूरत पड़े, ऐसे सोल्यूशन लाना जो मार्केट जो है उसको ड्राइव कर सके, जो सस्टेनेबल हो, जो अपने पांव पे खुद खड़े हो सके. तो आज के दिन में जितने भी सॉल्यूशंस हमने डिस्कस किए हैं उसमें बहुत मिनिमम सपोर्ट जो है फाइनेंशियली जो है गवर्नमेंट की चाहिए, जो चाहिए वो ज़्यादातर चाहिए, जो पॉलिसी की सपोर्ट है, रेगुलेशन की सपोर्ट है और कोऑर्डिनेशन की सपोर्ट है. और आई एम श्योर कि जैसे जगजीत ने बोला दैट वी हैव वेरी हाई होप्स कि आप इस चीज़ को चैंपियन करेंगी और जो दिल्ली है वो स्वच्छ हवा में जो है सांस ले पाएगा. और इसी रिक्वेस्ट के साथ मैं आपको आमंत्रित करता हूं कि आप अपना वैलिडिटी टेस्ट दें. यूएनईसी के इंडिया हेड रहे हैं और बहुत मेहनत करी है उसका उठाने के लिए, शेप देने के लिए, और अपने नॉलेज पार्टनर्स को आमंत्रित करता हूँ. अदील खान CEW, आप सभी लोग. भारती शोकत मेहरा आयोरा, कार्तिकेय चतुर्वेदी एपैक, रेखा जी तकरीबन 8 क्लोज डोर मीटिंग्स हुई हैं और तकरीबन 12 सेशंस हुए हैं यहाँ पे, और तकरीबन 150 के करीब जो हैं स्पीकर्स ने आज अपना जो इनसाइट्स हैं हम लोगों के साथ शेयर किए हैं. और CIEU और डेलीगेट की इन सब थोड़ा स्पीड बढ़ाइए, देशभक्ति यहाँ पे भी काम करेगी. और आप सिंगल हैंडेड इसने ड्राइव किया, ड्रा गया. आप अनिल शर्मा जी हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हैं और स्वदेशी जागरण से संबंधित हैं. उनका संपर्क का काम देखते हैं और हर दिल्ली के नाम से इन्होंने अपना एक रोड मैप बनाया है और बहुत ही इंसाइटफुल है. मैंने पढ़ी है किताब. रेखा जी एक आप दर्पण आपका. मैं अश्विनी महाजन जी से भी थिंकिंग अपने पूरे जहन में लाएंगे. और एक प्लांट NK सिंह जी के लिए और